Welcome back, everyone. This is Jerry Hall coming to you live from Costa Rica. That's right. Gravel roads, yapping dogs, the occasional rooster, all that and a whole bunch more. Let's get started on this thing. So I'm looking at this tweet about a U.S. shale company, right, striking a deal regarding a bankruptcy. I don't want to dive into this particular entity, but I think it illustrates a much larger point, and that is with the Saudis and the Russians overproducing, driving the costs down, coupled with the fact that the whole world is on lockdown, bringing demand on a daily basis for oil down dramatically. This is an opportune time to look at structuring a trade in oil. I don't know if that's futures. I don't know if that's different kinds of options. I don't know if that's a straight equity into an equity position into something like a Conoco or an Exxon, what have you. Because two things we can count on: the demand will go up once the quarantines are lifted, and at some point they are going to cut back production. That's enough on that. Food for thought. So here I have this incredible post from a good friend of mine here in Costa Rica that's talking about the economic impact to the population here as a direct result of the health crisis. And although it is dire and it is expensive, one of the things that I brought up in my response to her was there are going to be knock-on downstream effects of this, right? Businesses that have closed may not be able to reopen. Businesses that do reopen, how long does it take for them to recuperate their costs? The bottom line is there are going to be tremendous knock-on effects that we need to consider, especially if we work in and around the 90% of our economy that's been affected by this, right? Food for thought. I'd love to hear your thoughts and stuff on that. This next one, when this is from a good friend of mine, Evan Christel, who, by the way, did an incredible interview with on my one-on-one show on The Chain, looking at technology to kill viruses using these special lights. And I'm a big supporter of utilizing technologies that serve a purpose, that help people. I also don't want to forget how important it is to utilize what we were born with. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about each and every one of us was born with an immune system, and it develops as we go. It's like anything else. You'll get from it what you put into it. I look at the US, the unhealthiest nation on the planet, the highest chronic disease rate of any nation in the history of mankind. And it's not for lack of resources, folks. It's because we have stopped taking care of ourselves, really. I'm sure the numbers are going to bear this out when it's all said and done, but countries with the highest influence of bacterial-rich microbial activity, beneficial bacteria in the foods that they eat, are going to be the ones that have the least mortality rates, etc. Something I do is I consume fermented foods every day, and I'm not talking about beer. I'm talking about unpasteurized, microbial-rich, nutritionally dense foods. I personally make sauerkraut. I personally make kombucha. Cultures all over the planet have been doing this for thousands of years. Obviously, the Europeans with their sauerkrauts, the Asians with their kimchis, the Latin American nations with their fermented vegetable concoctions. They're feeding the gut the necessary substrates to have an overabundance of healthy bacteria. It's the gut is the epicenter of your immune system. Believe it or not, it's true. Now, there's going to be naysayers, and I'm okay with that. I'm just telling you my opinion based on my X amount of years, 6+ years studying nutrition, biology, chemistry, these sciences. And I will tell you that that is what I believe based on the information that's come to me over my years. So take it for what it's worth, folks. There it is. That's my tip. Tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow is a whole new day and a whole new set of thoughts. So from Costa Rica, everybody, Pura Vida.